Everybody thinks renting versus buying is a simple money question. It is not. It is timing, emotion, pressure, identity, flexibility, and math fighting inside one decision. Buying feels like security. Renting feels temporary. That emotional difference is exactly why many people choose a side before they ever understand the real numbers.
But isn't buying always better than renting? I mean, if we keep renting, it feels like we're just paying someone else's mortgage forever, right?
That sentence sounds logical, but it is incomplete. Buying can be great, but a house is not just a home. It is a machine of hidden monthly costs. The first mistake is thinking the price of the house is the real cost of the house. The price is only where the bill begins. Renting is not automatically throwing money away. Sometimes rent is the price you pay for flexibility, fewer surprises, and keeping your cash available. I'm 32, and honestly, I feel behind because I still rent. Everyone talks like buying a house is the official proof of adulthood. That pressure is real, but it is not math. Society turned homeownership into identity, and identity is a very expensive thing to finance emotionally. The housing market sells more than square footage. It sells adulthood, pride, safety, family approval, and the feeling that you finally made it. So the real question is not simply, should I rent or buy? The real question is when, why, for how long, and at what cost. Most people compare rent to the mortgage payment and think they finished the math. They did not. The mortgage is only one piece.
If the mortgage is almost the same as my rent, doesn't that mean buying is obviously the better financial choice for me right now?
Only if you ignore everything around the mortgage. Taxes, insurance, repairs, maintenance, and broken systems can completely change the real monthly cost. A $2,500 mortgage can quietly become a $3,400 life. And that difference can crush your cash flow if you were not ready. Rent can feel frustrating because it does not build equity. But predictable expenses have value, especially when your financial life still needs breathing room. What if I'm still figuring out my career and city? I want to be smart with money, but my life does not feel stable yet. If your life is still moving, your housing decision needs flexibility. Buying too early can make a temporary chapter feel permanent.
If I might get a better job in another city, should I still buy now before prices get even higher?
If your timeline is short, buying can be risky. A good property can still become a bad decision when timing is wrong. Waiting is not always failure. Sometimes waiting is strategy, especially when 2 more years could make the decision financially safer. We only need 2 bedrooms, but this bigger house feels like something we could grow into. Is stretching a little really that dangerous? Buying space for a future life sounds smart, until you realize the current version of you has to pay for it now. A down payment is not just money for a house. It is money that cannot protect you, invest, or create options elsewhere. If I put all my savings into a down payment, am I building wealth or just moving my money into one place? Home equity can build wealth, but liquidity keeps you alive. Money trapped in walls cannot always help during emergencies. Net worth matters, but cash flow decides how your life feels every month. A valuable house can still create daily pressure.
We bought the house, but now every normal expense feels heavier. Groceries, gas, repairs, everything feels like it is competing with the mortgage.
The house payment does not live alone. It competes with groceries, gas, insurance, repairs, investing, and the rest of real life. There is a huge difference between affordable on paper and comfortable in life. Banks calculate payment ability, not emotional breathing room. The bank approved me for more than I expected. Doesn't that mean I can safely buy the bigger house? No. Approval means the bank believes you can pay them. It does not mean the payment fits your actual life. House poor is when the house looks impressive, but your life gets smaller because every extra dollar goes into keeping it.
But for a family, isn't owning better? I want my child to feel stable, rooted, and safe somewhere.
Stability matters, but real stability is not the biggest mortgage you can survive. It is a life your family can sustain. Buying makes sense when four things line up: stable income, cash left after buying, enough time, and total cost under control. What if I can afford the monthly payment, but after the down payment and moving costs, I barely have anything left? You need cash left after buying. If the down payment empties your life, one repair can turn ownership into panic. Time matters because buying and selling are expensive. If you move too soon, transaction costs can eat the victory. The smartest house is often not the biggest house you qualify for. It is the house that lets your money keep moving. Renting makes sense when flexibility is valuable, cash is limited, life is changing, or ownership would concentrate too much risk.
So renting can actually build wealth too. If I invest the extra money instead of spending it every month?
Yes, but only with discipline. Renting does not build wealth automatically. Investing the difference is what makes the strategy work. There is no universal winner. Buying can be smart. Renting can be smart. The wrong choice is ignoring your real situation. The better decision comes from four things: time horizon, cash flow, stability, and your actual behavior with money. So if someone is watching this right now, how do they know whether renting or buying is the smarter move for them? The mistake is not renting or buying. The mistake is letting fear, status, or pressure decide before your numbers and timeline do. Before buying, ask four questions. Can I stay, afford the full cost, keep cash, and buy for the right reason? Before renting, ask this: do I need flexibility? Is ownership too expensive? And will I actually invest the difference? Renting is not failure, and buying is not automatic wisdom. The right choice is the one your life can actually sustain. So should you rent or buy? Choose the option your money, your timeline, and your behavior can actually support. For more powerful finance and psychology tips, subscribe to Finance and Psychology now and turn on notifications.